Let's see if we can do it.
Okay.
You got it? Okay, students, you know we're going to go YouTube, so again, I'm going to stress the point so I have evidence that I've told you. You know, looking at me, the camera is on me, not you. When we're doing in-class videotaping, you know, I can get all close in front of you. But when we're doing YouTube, it's got to be on me. So what I want to do is talk about the research PowerPoint requirements, or the requirements of your research period, which these requirements, or the knowledge learned, you can use in any of your classes. How many are doing a science fair? Good. How many are doing maybe the history fair? Okay, how many are doing Spanish projects? Okay, that pretty well covers all of it. You can cover research in any class. And when you're out of school, when you, one of these days you get a job, you'll be researching hopefully that job. And then those of you who are not working, maybe you're going to college, you're researching what college you want to go to. You need to know how to do research. Now, with that said, we started this yesterday. You can kind of look at me, you can look at the PowerPoint. This is just the basics, so you can watch up here. The basics of PowerPoint construction is, I've already made a PowerPoint for you to follow as an example, because the summative this time will be 200 points, and it will be a PowerPoint product instead of a writing piece.
Isn't that 2 summatives?
Yes, sure it is. So it's weighted at 200 points, okay? Because it is, you know, again, not a writing piece. Last time was a poster. We've kind of built ourselves up this term. Writing pieces. Last one was, what we just finished, was a poster. This one is PowerPoint. And why it's weighted 200 points? Because research is very important. In a matter of months, you'll be in high school, and you'll be doing research. And we talked about citing sources yesterday. What kind of citing or what kind of style do you have to use? Thank Cornell University, I showed you yesterday. Look up here if you have to. What kind of style do you use in high school?
Magazine.
What kind of style of writing, citing sources?
MLA.
MLA. Okay, Modern Language Association. When you get to college, depending on your degree, it will be a different type of citing, your sources. So when you dissect the piece and you pull out your evidence, you want to make sure you cite it per MLA. That's one requirement. And I will show you again if you forgot. But if you go online and you just Google MLA, it'll show you. One of the main ones coming up is Cornell University, hence why you do Cornell notes here in Florida. Anyways, next is how many sources must you have for how many, whoop, I almost give you the answer. How many sources, Jamie? How many sources? 4. Can they be the same? Danielle? No. They must be 4 different ones. 3 are print. 1 is non-print. Okay, so you have a source of the internet, a source book. Okay, what kind of literature book, whatever book you want to use. A periodical, and that's a fancy word for what, Amelia? Magazine. And a film of some type, plays, videos, documentaries, that's considered non-print. So 4 different sources. 4 different sources. Each source, and if I'm getting, again, this is going to be on YouTube. It's posted here. I've made a PowerPoint for you. I will also give you a copy of the PowerPoint so you know specifically what you must do for this presentation. Eyes over here. I will be giving you this paper. This teacher-made graphic organizer will help you with your research. So before you start constructing your PowerPoint, you need to complete this graphic organizer because it goes in order of how your PowerPoint should go. Here we go. Evidence, which is a fancy word for, we know, concrete details. Quotes, statements, facts. First, for each piece of evidence, piece of evidence or 4 sources, however you want to look at it, you must do 3 things. And we started it yesterday with Dr. Ferguson, right? Okay. Text the self. So you find that piece and you see how it relates to you. You must connect with it. It's called text to self. After that, maybe the same piece, but somewhere else on the piece, and I will show you examples. Text to the world. How does that evidence connect to your school, your community, globally, however you want to look at it? Lastly, text to other text. And this is, either another book, can be movies, films. Somebody yesterday mentioned Forrest Gump regarding, okay, that's a film, regarding hero. So 3 different aspects must be addressed for each source. Now, lastly on the graphic organizer is a space for you to cite it MLA, as we started to do yesterday. Cite the source. And you were absent, we're going to go through it again. If you were absent yesterday, we'll go through it again. And because we already started a Word document, we have Dr. Ferguson here talking about what a hero is. We have Forrest Gump on that side of the room, film, which is non-print. Remember, anything that's visually is non-print. So this non-print also can be an illustration. Think about that. If you get a picture of your hero, who's doing Amelia Earhart? How do you say it? Earhart. There's many pictures of her. So that could be considered one of your non-prints, but you still got to be able to do the 3 aspects of it. Star? Print is words. Okay? Look at this. Look at here. This is words, right? This is print. Something you have to read. Something you have to read. That's why internet will go under print, because you're going to pull up something on the internet and you're going to read it, right? So print is something you're going to read. Non-print, why it's called a film or illustration, because you're visually looking at it and dissecting it. So what I want to do, start off with, and I'm going to again push you guys to the limits, drive you crazy, but I have high expectations for you. We're going to start with a close read. And I selected a historical figure of Helen Keller. Some of you may be familiar with that figure, some of you may not, but we're going to do a close read on it. And we're going to use the word science, we're dissecting it. And you have something to write with, and you have a highlighter. So we're going to dissect this piece, and we're going to extract those 3 areas. Text to self, text to world, text to text. Okay? So that's our mission today to start off with. As soon as we're done with this, then your BYOT, and you get started on your research. Hopefully last night you thought about a hero, historical figure of some type, or scientific hero, whatever your area. I would, like I said earlier, you're college bound, think of somebody in the field you are going to be pursuing later in your life. Okay? If you're going in the military, think of some great military heroes. So I hope when you're reflecting, because you're like that far from high school. Let's see. Any other questions? Any questions, I should say? Any questions? So we understand the expectations of the assignment. Okay? Certain classes will present on Tuesday of next week. Certain classes will present on Wednesday. Thursday's the last day of the term. It's weighted 200 points. This will give some students, or if not many students, a chance to really improve their grade. Okay, I'm going to go over the PowerPoint procedures real quick. Here we go. So, before we go our close read. First of all, there's an example, and see, this is my internet source because I got the Helen Keller article off the internet. Please look up here. Thank you. And I'm going to assume you know this. I was going to assume you know this, but I'm not. What I did was dissect the article, which we're starting to do. You notice as I'm writing, there are 3 dots. What does that mean? Star.
We left out something.
Left out something. Okay, a gap in time. What it is a gap in your space. So when you quote your evidence, or when you state your evidence, it's got to be verbatim. And what does that word mean? Somebody? Verbatim? Verbatim?
Spoken.
Spoken what?
Word by word.
Word by word. Exactly. Exactly. Some teachers might say, use exact words. Well, instead of saying use exact words, I'm going to say verbatim. And that should tell you, if you have it in quotes, it's got to be written verbatim. What I did is dissect it, because the first one is, why is she a hero? right? So I went through the close